What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video, we're gonna be continuing doing our character guide, and today we're gonna be talking about Bunny Girl Charlotte, okay? She's one of the best characters in the game, and yeah, I think you guys already know how good she is, but let's go ahead and do her guide as well. I will stick with the meta character first, and then we're gonna go into, not so meta characters afterward, okay? Of course, I went over my Belle guide last week. I mean, not last week, I mean yesterday. So now we're gonna talk about Bunny Girl Charlotte, right? Bunny Girl Charlotte is insane. She's definitely one of the top characters you guys will definitely want to go for when you guys are trying to summon on characters, right? And the best part about this is she is gonna be included in with the other top tier character, right? Who is Ashura right here, right? This is the banner everyone should be re-rolling for, in my opinion. Because this banner just includes so many good characters right here, right? Like Ashura, one of the top tier characters, right? You got Lacey, one of the top tier characters. Belle is also really good. Emily, top tier character, right? Roberta is also really good, right? Bunny Girl Charlotte, right? You got the Bunny Girl Claire and you got Bunny Girl Freya as well. All of them are absolutely amazing characters. I highly recommend everyone to be, summoning on this. And, just get one copy of Hilde, okay? If you guys care about PvP and stuff like that, just get one dupe. One copy of her and the one copy of her card, because Hilde does need her, her Arcana to be a lot better. But then, yeah, definitely, just, if you guys are, summoning, you might as well summon on this banner, right? Because this banner is just amazing, right? But yeah, let's go back to Bunny Girl and let's talk about what she does, and then we're gonna talk about her gear and then probably teams and stuff like that, right? So for gear on Bunny Girl, there's a couple different gears you guys can run on her. Yeah, you guys can run on her. The one I'm running on her is this. This is not the best gear to run her for sure, because it's like a crit rate buff and effective chance. She doesn't really need effective chance as much. So you ideally for gear wise, right? We want this gear right here, right? That gives you the 30% crit damage. The 4 set 30% crit damage gear. Okay, this is the base gear for her. Just to be, she becomes absolutely crazy. Her damage on her basic card right here is absolutely broken, right? This basic card right here, damage is crazy, okay? And then her ultimate also is a single target nuke card right here. So she definitely likes having a bunch of crit, and so she could do a lot more damage. And she also likes having a bunch of attack as well, right? So I think this is the best gift for her, in my opinion, right? The crit rate set right here. Or if you guys don't want to go for a full crit set, you guys can go for something like this. Let me see if I have any. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't usually farm full attack set, so it's kind of hard to find which one is to wear, right? So let's see. Bright. Okay, this set right. The 20% attack increase is very good. Yeah, and this is also another really good set for her if you guys care about boosting her attack as much as possible. But yeah, the crit set probably the best one in my opinion, right? This set right, not crit damage, this set right. And for the 2 set, of course, I usually go for this one. This one's really good because it gives you attack boost, also effect resistance. Effect resistance is really good, especially in PvP and some PvE content, because it will let you, be able to. It will allow you to prevent getting like debuffed, right? Because it effect resistance counters effect like debuffs and stuff like that, so it's very good. So I think the 4-2 set, this is probably the best one. Or if you guys don't want to go with that one and want to make it a bit tanky, you guys can also try for yeah, you guys can go for something like this, right? The barrier set is also really good, right? Because it makes it a little bit tanky and also gives a more effect resistance. So but yeah, there's some option, but of course, ideally you want the DPS 2 set card, which is attack increase and the effect resistance one. Okay, that one's really good, right? Yeah, it's really good on her, and it's really good for any DPSs, okay, that scale with attack. So yeah, that's her gear looking like. And of course, for main stats and bonus stats, I will tell you guys what you guys should be going. So on Charlotte, guys, on her necklace, you ideally want a crit rate card, a crit rate gear, okay? Because it will boost her crit rate, which means she's gonna be critting a lot more. And when she crits, she does a lot more damage with her basic attack and also with her ultimate, right? Very, very strong crit rate boosting right there. And then you also want attack percentage here, okay? Attack percentage is really good. You guys can also go for like speed, but I also highly recommend, if you guys are going for a DPS focus build on her. Definitely crit rate is the best one. Of course, this one should always be attack percentage, and then you got the speed here, right? The other set, I personally like running her with a full speed set, okay? Just because her second skill, right? A full speed set is also really good for her because this thing right here, all right? If she's able to go before any of your ally go, she will be giving all of them a 30% attack boost, right? Which is really good, right? And then you get the lucky token as well for herself, where that give her a 20% defense penetration, right? Which is really good for her. And then she gonna give attack percentage to all the allies, right? Which is really good. The skills are amazing. Like all of her skills are amazing, right? So definitely, if you guys are trying to use her like that as like a buffer and a sub DPS, I would highly recommend going for a speed set, okay? And the speed set are always going to be really good for PvP as well, right? For PvP, she's really good as well, right? But yeah, those are my gear recommendations. And now let's talk about her kit right here, okay? So her passive is really good, right? I have her +2. If you guys, yeah, I have her +2. One more dupe and then I should be able to get her +3. But +0, right? With 0 dupe, what she does is Charlie grants herself 1 stack of ignition, right? At the start of the turn, right? Of a Sen attribute ally. So Charlie grants herself 1 stack of ignition at the start of this turn of a Sen attribute ally, excluding self. Increase self action gauge by 6%, right? Which is really good after using Bunny's Tape. If I'm not mistaken, Bunny's Tape is her basic attack right here, right? And then after using her basic attack, trigger Bunny's Tape an additional time after using Bunny's Tape on self turn if self has lucky token undispellable. Additionally, trigger occurs once per turn. So what the main way you guys will use Bunny Girl is you want to use her basic attack because she activates her basic attack again as a follow-up, right? If she has her lucky token right here, okay? And the way you get lucky token is, let me show you guys. Yeah, you get lucky token with her second skill, right? So you ideally want to use her second skill, right? And you get that lucky token for 3 turns, and then use her basic attack. And then when you basic attack, she follows up with another basic attack to do crazy amount of damage, right? Her basic attack actually does more damage than some of the ultimate damage, right? The ultimate of characters, right? This is very good right there. So that's how you use her primarily. She's very good, right? And then yeah, you got she also grants herself action gauge if you are using her with the Sen attribute allies, right? So you ideally want to put her with another Sen attribute characters just so she could get this right here, right? The Charlie grants herself 1 stack of ignition at the start of the turn of a Sen attribute ally, right? So you ideally want her in a mono team. She's gonna be really good in a mono team, right? Because she also give herself a 6% action gauge after using her basic attack, and also gets that ignition stack, right? Which is really good, right? And then if we look at her basic attack, it's a basic attack that does basic damage, right? So it's not basic damage, but basic effects, right? Charlotte swiftly attacks the enemy, grants self 1 stack of ignition, very good. And then when you Nova Burst, self toughness 50 damage, temporarily increase by 1 on attack, very good. This is so of course her main DPS after her main damaging skill after using the ultimate, right? And this thing hit hard. Very good skill. And then this is one of her base skill right here, right? One of the base skill in the game actually. So what she does is she gives everyone attack up, she gives herself the lucky token, and she also gives ignition stack for herself, which is really good, right? Yeah, Charlotte casually raises a glass to rally all allies, grant all allies attack up for 2 turns, then grant self lucky token undispellable for 3 turns and a stack of ignition with an 84% chance, right? So there's the chance that she is not going to get ignition stack, right? So yeah, it's not 100% that she's going to get that ignition stack, but she'll get it most of the time. And then for 3 times total and grant self an extra turn as well, right? So very strong character right here. And yeah, also, right, after using this, since her lucky token lasts 3 turns, you could actually use, after using the skill, use your ultimate, right, to do the damage, and then you still got 2 turns to use a basic attack with a follow-up of another basic attack, right? So very simple to use. And then if you Nova Burst it, she restores 1 toughness to itself after using a skill, very good right there. And then we have her ultimate. This thing hits really hard as well, right? Having lost all her chips, Charlotte flips the table and attacks the enemy. Deal 5% increased damage for each ignition stack, up to a 5 stack. On attack, then removes all ignition stack after attacking. Resets the cooldown of Comrade Rabbit if ignition is at max stack after attacking, right? So if you have max stack of ignition, she actually reduces her ultimate turn cooldown from 6 turns to 5 turns, right? So you definitely want to have those ignition stack, right? Quickly, right? So you can get that damage cooldown reduction as well, which is really good, right? Of course, as you level this thing up, the skill cooldown will go down to 5 turns. So, and then when you have max stack of ignition, that 5 turn gonna be reduced to 4 turns. So you can use it. You can use your ultimate quickly right after that. So very good. And then when you Nova Burst, temporarily deal one more toughness fixed damage and restore 30% of damage as HP on attack, right? And yeah, she also heals herself just by Nova Bursting, which is really good, right? So she's very, very strong right here, okay? Very, very strong character. Of course, if you look at her resonance, right? Let me show you guys. So her 6th resonance actually gives her a new passive you could unlock inside the journey mode, right? It gives you the attack boost right here, right? Slightly increase self attack by a certain percentage, and then you also get that crit damage boost, right? 12%, which is really good, right? This is pretty much your potential node, right? In Epic 7, right? And then when you go to the max resonance, she gets this thing right here that increases her crit rate by 3%, and then she's also gonna get another crit rate 9%, right? 9% crit rate, which is really good, right? So definitely, man, very, very good potential mouse right here, right? So that is Charlotte for you. Team-wise, I think you ideally want to use her with another Sen attribute characters, right? So let me show you guys. So there are some good Sen attribute characters you guys can use with her. You guys can use, you know, her base Charlotte right here. This thing, she works really well with it because of she could boost her damage even more, right? Because she you could put this single target buff right here on Bunny Girl, and then yeah, it's just gonna boost her damage as well, right? Very, very good combination with these two right here, right? With a Mano Sen attribute team. Of course, Hilde gonna be really good with her team as well, right? You can use somebody like Muriel is also really good, right? She's one of the best DPS character in the game, so you guys can definitely use her with Bunny Girl Charlotte, right, for a full Mano team. But if you guys don't want to do that full Mano Sen team, then you can use her with any other character, okay? She works with everyone, okay? She's very good, very flexible as well, right? So yeah, that is Bunny Girl Charlotte for you guys. So now lastly, to summarize, what kind of gear you guys want on her is, of course, if you guys are planning to use her as a full dedicated DPS character, a main DPS character, then I will highly recommend everyone to go for the crit rate right here, right? The crit rate boost right here, very, very strong gear right here. And then for a 2-piece, I think this is gonna be good for every other build she have, right? Because this thing just boosts her attack and the effect response. Very good, right? So I think this one you don't want to change this. I think you want to stick with this two valor set, right? But yeah, but if you guys are using, if you guys are not using her as a main DPS character, you guys can definitely go for a speed set. I highly recommend the speed set because again, she go before any other ally go, and then she gives them that crazy boost right here on her attack, and then she also can do damage as well, right? Based on your bonus stats, right? Not bonus stats, like based on your sub stats, right? Of course, for sub stats you want speed, crit rate, crit damage, and I'll say HP, right, just to make it a little bit tanky, okay? She doesn't need effective rate or anything. You ideally want just damage boosting sub stats, okay, on her, right? So something like this is really good, right? Of course, you ideally want the effective rate to be speed, but outside of that, yeah, very simple character to use, and she is freaking amazing, okay? Let me know how you guys are enjoying using Charlotte, and let me know what kind of gear you guys are running on her, okay? And anyways, thanks for watching, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye bye.